When Derek Dixon stepped forward in June 2025 with a $260 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry, alleging years of sexual harassment and abuse, it sent shockwaves through an industry that often prides itself on silence masked as professionalism. Who was this rising actor? And how did a seemingly quiet performer from North Carolina find himself at the center of one of Hollywood's most controversial legal battles? What unfolded next wasn't just a legal claim, it was a revelation. A story of ambition, power, manipulation, and ultimately, resilience. But behind the headlines and court filings lies a journey few truly know, a journey marked by quiet stage lights, whispered threats, creative brilliance, and the high price of speaking the truth. This isn't just about the lawsuit, it's about the man who dared to tell the story others were too afraid to begin. Derek Dixon was born in Raleigh, North Carolina, a city known not just for its thriving academic institutions, but also for its steadily expanding arts community and deeply rooted sense of creativity. His upbringing in this culturally rich southern town would serve as the first stage of a lifelong relationship with storytelling and the performing arts. Raised in a household that instilled both structure and imagination, Derek grew up in an environment where expression was encouraged and discipline was expected. Though the specific names and occupations of his parents remain private, Derek has spoken in interviews about the strong familial foundation that shaped his resilience and inspired his passion. His parents, while never seeking the spotlight, fostered an atmosphere where ambition and emotional honesty could coexist. While no public records confirm whether Derek has siblings, his references to a supportive home and shared values suggest he may not have been an only child. However, in keeping with his guarded personal approach, he has not shared specific details about brothers or sisters, choosing instead to let his work speak louder than his personal affiliations. From a young age, Derek gravitated toward storytelling. Church plays, local youth theater productions, and school drama clubs became his playgrounds and classrooms. What separated him from others his age wasn't just his natural talent, it was his ability to channel raw emotion and give it life on stage. Teachers and community members took notice. Even as a teenager, his performances hinted at a depth beyond his years, and it became clear that Derek wasn't just passing through the arts, he was made for it. That potential led him to Marymount Manhattan College in New York City, where he formally studied theater. The transition from Raleigh to Manhattan was not just a geographical leap, but a symbolic one. A young man from a southern town stepping into one of the world's artistic capitals. At Marymount, he didn't limit himself to acting. He immersed himself in related disciplines, taking courses in stage management, playwriting, and directing, each tool sharpening the next. After graduation, he pursued further training at the Terry Schreiber Studio, a respected institution known for its rigorous curriculum and alumni success. It was here that Derek began to refine his artistic identity, balancing performance with purpose. His commitment paid off. In regional theater circuits, particularly in the Southeast, Derek's portrayals in classics like The Lion in Winter and Romeo and Juliet gained widespread recognition. But acting was only part of his creative voice. He began writing his own stories, narratives that examine themes of identity, betrayal, injustice, and redemption. In 2016, he co-won the Essential Theater Playwriting Award, an accolade that marked his evolution from a performer to a multi-dimensional storyteller. As the film and television industry began to flourish in Atlanta, Derek relocated once again. There, he juggled small acting gigs and event jobs, often working late hours to stay financially afloat. In 2019, while staffing an industry event, fate intervened. He caught the attention of Tyler Perry, one of the most influential names in Black entertainment. Perry, struck by Derek's demeanor and professionalism, offered him an audition. That moment opened the door to recurring roles in Ruthless and The Oval. In The Oval, Derek portrayed Dale, a compassionate and principled pharmacy worker entangled in the chaotic world of the White House and its staff. His performance, layered with quiet strength and emotional authenticity, resonated with audiences and critics alike. What could have been a minor role became a standout character. thanks to Derek's ability to elevate every line and gesture with humanity. On set, he was known for his discipline, always arriving early, helping castmates rehearse, and approaching each scene with meticulous care. Even as his screen presence grew, Derek remained intentionally private about his personal life. He has never been publicly linked to any romantic partners, nor has he spoken openly about his dating experiences. Friends and industry colleagues describe him as intensely focused and deeply introspective, often channeling his emotional complexity into his work rather than into public relationships. As of 2025, there are no known records or credible reports linking him to any romantic partner, and he does not have children. But just as his star was ascending, a more painful story began to emerge. In June 2025, Derek filed a $260 million lawsuit in Los Angeles, accusing Tyler Perry of sexual harassment and assault. According to court documents, the alleged abuse began shortly after Derek joined the cast of The Oval and continued for 3 years. The lawsuit details unwanted advances, coercive messages, and forced encounters, some of which reportedly occurred in private settings including Perry's residence. Derek claimed that Perry used his power in the industry to control him, making promises of creative collaboration while privately exerting emotional and sexual pressure. Text messages submitted as evidence allegedly contained explicit content and threats related to Derek's career. One such message, according to the lawsuit, included a statement that Derek's character would be written off the show if he didn't comply. He reported the behavior to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC, in 2024 but found no resolution. By 2023, Derek left The Oval, forfeiting over $400,000 in potential earnings, citing mental health struggles including PTSD, anxiety, and emotional exhaustion as a result of the alleged misconduct. Tyler Perry has denied all allegations, calling them false and part of an extortion attempt. The case remains ongoing and has sparked intense public discourse about power dynamics and accountability in the entertainment industry. For Derek, the lawsuit was more than a legal action. It was a personal reckoning and a stand for others who feel silenced. Through it all, Derek has stayed true to his principles. He launched a nonprofit initiative focused on mentoring young creatives from underrepresented communities. The program offers legal support, mental health counseling, and artistic development, helping others find strength where he once felt isolated. He has also taken to writing once again. His upcoming memoir, tentatively titled Against the Script, offers a deeply personal account of his rise in the industry and the hidden traumas he endured. In 2026, Derek announced his return to the stage with a one-man show titled The Wait. This production, blending monologue, spoken word, and introspective storytelling, explores the psychological burden of trauma and silence in a fame-obsessed world. Early reviews have praised the work for its emotional rawness and poetic structure, calling it one of the most honest pieces to come out of Hollywood's new wave of transparency. Despite the turmoil, Derek remains unwavering in his commitment to advocacy, healing, and authentic storytelling. While his current net worth is estimated at around $1 million, that figure offers only a glimpse into a life defined not by wealth, but by integrity, resilience, and creative courage. From his earliest performances on community stages in Raleigh to becoming a central figure in one of the industry's most talked about legal and cultural reckonings, Derek Dixon's journey is one of constant evolution. He has chosen truth over silence, embraced art as a form of resistance, and prioritized advocacy even when it came at personal cost. In doing so, he has become far more than an actor. He has emerged as a symbol of strength, vulnerability, and unwavering purpose for a generation determined to speak out, push boundaries, and demand justice in spaces long dominated by silence. Thank you for watching.